Main event Jey Uso, the surprise Royal Rumble winner of 2025, is now at the center of a storm. Once celebrated as the main event sensation, he now appears to be sliding into an afterthought status heading into WrestleMania. And in today's deep dive, we'll explore why the momentum seems to have fizzled out, and how the backlash is intensifying, and what this means for WWE's future. So let's get into it. At the 2025 Royal Rumble, the WWE Universe witnessed a moment that felt like a changing of the guard. Jey Uso, who many believed was destined for greatness, shocked fans by eliminating the giants like John Cena to claim victory. That night, hopes were high and the promise of an epic main event was in the air. However, as the dust settled, the realization began to spread. While the win was historic, Jey Uso's push has increasingly felt like an afterthought, as the fans' reception to his win, and even celebrating in the ring with his son, was getting disliked online. So this was the very first sign WWE may be in trouble. Instead of building to a moment that delivers on the hype, it now appears as though WWE is relying on his bloodline and the catchphrases rather than truly evolving his character. And as we all know, this is something that wrestling fans get sick of very quickly and quite frequently. So the reaction from the fans has been nothing short of explosive. Across Twitter, Reddit, and the YouTube comments, the conversation is polarizing. On one hand, there's undeniable excitement about the shock of the Royal Rumble win, but on the other, a chorus of voices is now asking, is Jey Uso really main event material? And the recent WWE YouTube clip featuring Jey Uso and Austin Theory garnered tens of thousands of downvotes within days, a clear indicator of the discontent among fans. And they have slammed the decision, questioning whether or not he's been given a chance that he has truly earned, with one Twitter user summing it up as main event Jey Uso more like an afterthought in a sea of better talent. And over on Reddit, heated threads compare his current status to his former days as part of the Bloodline saga, when every promo and match was loaded with genuine storytelling. And now many feel as though his character is being coasted on with little narrative evolution just to justify his main event billing. And I believe one commenter on Squared Circle stated it best: Jey Uso is one of the best when fully invested, but right now his push is a hollow echo of what it could be. Though harsh words, people can always have their opinions online. That being said, one thing that fans have had a major problem with is his actual WrestleMania opponent, Gunther, who has a 3-0 record against Jey Uso in televised matches already, which makes the build to their match a bit harder to sell as a main event.
Because all of you love Jey Uso.
Central to this dilemma is the feud between Jey Uso and Gunther, a storyline that should be a defining moment at WrestleMania 41. Gunther, known for his grueling hour-long matches and dominance in the ring, contrasts with Jey's current presentation. The narrative goes that Gunther sees Jey as someone unworthy of the main event spot, a man who doesn't deserve the position he's in. This setup is supposed to be a clash of titans, raw talent, and a legacy on one side versus unmatched in-ring prowess on the other. But here lies the problem. The promise that once electrified the Royal Rumble win has since been diluted by lack of character development, as Jey Uso is being pushed without a proper build-up. Instead of evolving into a multifaceted star, he's being reduced to a caricature of a familiar overact with a catchphrase and flashy entrance. And when you compare that to the intense, carefully crafted personas of the likes of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and even the ever-popular John Cena, the disparity is crazy. Take for example the Raw match that recently showcased Jey Uso. What should have been a pivotal moment turned into a rushed, nearly 30-second encounter. Originally intended to be an 11-minute showdown, it was shortened dramatically thanks part to other segments overrunning their time slots. And the result? A match that felt like a mere placeholder, leaving fans disappointed and questioning WWE's booking decision. And make no mistake, this isn't about the match length, it's about the integrity of storytelling. The downvotes on YouTube and the critical posts on Reddit all point to the same conclusion. WWE isn't doing Jey Uso or its fans any favors by cutting corners on what should be a well-developed main event story. Which leads us to WWE's next big decision. Now let's examine the two possible outcomes of the Gunther vs Jey Uso, each with its own risk and repercussions. Option A would be Gunther wins, and the pro to this will be the victory would validate his position as a world premier champion, reaffirming that his hard-fought battles and technical mastery set him apart. And the obvious cons would be that it underscores that Jey Uso's Royal Rumble win was a fluke, a momentary upset that did not translate into a sustained main event prowess. And with that, the narrative would shift off one of disappointment and lost potential, further alienating fans who had high hopes on Jey's ascent. And as for option B, Jey Uso wins, it could salvage his credibility, suggesting that despite the booking mishaps, he has what it takes to overcome the odds and triumph over against a dominant champion. Although the cons, however, many argue that such a win would only serve to cement the notion that WWE is relying on legacy and overexposure rather than genuine in-ring skill, as it risks turning a critical, important moment into a shallow spectacle, diminishing both Gunther's and Jey's legacy. This is the very crux of WWE's dilemma. The company has placed enormous stakes on the narrative that seems to be losing steam, with both potential outcomes carrying significant downsides. And this fallout could not only just affect the future of Jey Uso, but also WWE's overall credibility as a promotion that values authentic, hard-hitting storytelling. But the next big question is, how did we get to this point, and what can WWE do to turn this whole situation around?
Me and you at WrestleMania. Let's go!
So, why did Jey Uso's momentum wane so quickly after what should have been a career-defining moment? The answer lies in several critical areas, and number one is being his in-ring limitations. Despite his undeniable charisma, critics point that Jey's wrestling ability is limited. In an era where champions like Gunther deliver marathon matches that test every ounce of your technical prowess, Jey's limited moveset feels inadequate. This isn't just about having a few moves, it's about failing to tell a compelling story within the ring. As for reason number two, it's the reliance on his legacy. Jey's connection to the bloodline is undeniable, yet this very legacy is a double-edged sword. Many fans online feel as though his current position is over-reliant on nepotism rather than a genuine evolution of his character. When your success is seen as a birthright rather than something that you've earned through hard work, it diminishes the magic of the moment. And factor three would be his booking inconsistency. The Rush Raw match is a symptomatic of a larger issue in WWE's current booking philosophy, as there's a growing sentiment among fans that the narrative has been left on cruise control, an underwhelming half-baked story that fails to justify Jey's main event status. Finally, the final point will be audience expectations versus reality, as the hype generated by Jey's Royal Rumble win set the sky high with expectations. As fans anticipate a transformative journey, a storyline that would evolve week to week. Instead, what followed was a series of missed opportunities and an over-reliance on surface-level theatrics. And what this results in is a disconnect that leaves long-term fans feeling betrayed and new viewers confused about the direction of the product. But despite everything said, myself and loads of fans truly believe that this feud can be turned around, as one thing that we all can't deny is that Jey Uso always manages to get the crowd buzzing, and at MSG we all got to see that through Logan Paul's perspective.
Bro, this building is shaking. Jey Uso is in the midst of his walkout right now, and we're like oscillating on the floor. I bet this is measured on the Richter scale.
So despite the overwhelming criticism, it's important to remember that the situation isn't beyond repair. There is still hope if WWE is willing to course correct and invest in genuine storytelling. One possible avenue is to deepen Jey Uso's character development. Instead of letting his legacy overshadow his evolution, WWE could reinforce the raw emotion and personal journey that once made him a compelling figure. This means to do more in-depth promos, extended matches, and storyline that highlights his struggle and growth, both showcasing his vulnerabilities and strengths in a balanced way. WWE could reclaim the connection that once captured the audience's attention. Another potential solution is to stage a protective finish in the Gunther feud. Imagine a scenario where the match ends inconclusively, allowing both superstars to emerge with their dignities intact while setting up a rematch that truly satisfies the fan base's hunger for a complete story. This approach will not only honor the narrative build-up but also perceive the legitimacy of both competitors. But ultimately, WWE must decide whether it's willing to invest the time and creativity required to make this storyline work, as the choice isn't simply between two match outcomes, it's about the direction of the entire brand. Will WWE continue to rely on quick fixes and catchphrases, or will it commit to the hard work of developing characters that resonate on a deeper level? Because as we all hope, Jey Uso's Royal Rumble win promised a new era, but the subsequent subsequent booking mishaps have cast doubt on whether that promise will ever be fulfilled. And if the current direction continues, Jey could end up being relegated to a secondary role, an afterthought in a landscape dominated by established stars. So to me, WWE's current predicament, as we've seen the situation with Jey Uso, isn't just black and white, it's complex. But as long as fans continue to demand for quality storytelling and authentic character development, there remains a glimmer of hope for a brighter, more compelling future. But let me know what you guys think about the whole Jey Uso situation in the comment section below, and if you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates.